My name is Rachel Hannell, and this is my book, Will Be the Last Ones to Let You Down, Memoir of a Gravedigger's Daughter, published by the University of Minnesota Press in 2013. This book was marketed toward an adult audience, but I'm here to tell you some reasons why I think this book would also be appropriate for a young adult audience. This book was written mostly from my perspective as a child and a teenager.
It's about a girl who grew up in Minnesota in a small town whose dad was a grave digger for the local cemeteries, and just about her experiences with that and death.
They really identified with the childhood storyteller and that point of view from a young age. And so they really enjoyed those memories and the piecing together of a childhood based on those little bits of memory.
The way it was written, the sort of age group type, it just seemed easier to understand and connect with. And a lot of the memories and stuff is still things that oh, I do that sometimes too, or that's stuff that I do with my friends.
It also allowed them to make some comparisons. It was interesting, we read it right after Frank McCourt's Angela's Ashes, and they found that it was a similar narrative with Frank being a little boy and then you telling some of your stories from that child perspective.
When I was 15 years old, my dad died unexpectedly. It was the summer between my freshman and sophomore years in high school. I speak from personal experience that teenagers are not immune to loss. Even though they're young, many may have had experiences like mine in which they lost an immediate family member. Others may have lost other relatives, such as grandparents, aunts, uncles, or even friends. The perspective that I have in the book lends a certain familiarity to this subject that some students may be going through.
And it's really difficult to get the story to come alive and to come off the page. They always look at that kind of literature as boring. So I wanted to find a way to make it live for them, and bringing you and your book and your story into the classroom was one of the ways I could do that.
I can speak about the writing process and even give mini workshops in classrooms. This book would fit well into any unit on memoir, essay writing, or personal narrative writing.
Well, there are a lot of good ways to incorporate it into literature that's already happening in your classrooms in that same genre. And all of the parts of the book read as vignettes almost. It would be nice to keep drawing from even as we move on to other literature and other genres throughout the year. It's also a great jumping off point for writing, and my students write personal narratives, and so it's a great springboard for them to think about, what would I write about in my own life? That idea that everybody has a story and everybody could channel that story and make it into something of their own is very important.
From a young age, I was surrounded by death, and this really gave me a unique perspective on both life and death.
It is, there are some dark themes that it expresses. However, I think the book also talks about the hope and the vitality of being youthful and being curious and having that being able to wonder about where things go from here and your mark on the world. I think that's really important for students because so many of them ponder that on a daily basis. They don't like talking about it, but they identify when they read about it and then can write about it.
I was at a funeral a week or two ago, and I was looking around and I saw a white vehicle a few down the little path road thing, and I'm like, I know what that's there for. But I probably wouldn't have thought as much of it, but reading the book and knowing, I'm like, yeah, I know what that's for.
So if you're a young adult, I invite you to read the book and let me know what you think. I invite teachers to consider the book for in-class instruction or for school-wide book clubs. My contact information is on my website, or you can contact me through any of the many social media networks that I'm on. I look forward to hearing from you.